story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good morning, CoreTV News on the hour. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Nigeria's authorities are now taking steps to stop Ebola virus from causing a health crisis after confirming that it has spread to the country. They are set to sensitize the public on the virus as well as promote more health officials to all entry points. The government has, however, ruled out the possibility of shutting Nigeria's borders with neighboring countries. The report.
It's now official. The deadly Ebola virus has found its way in Nigeria after causing a health crisis in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. Soon after the Liberian who had earlier been quarantined in Lagos had died, government officials hurriedly met in Abuja to push out a national response. One of the decisions is that more health officials are to be posted to the borders to prevent infected people from coming in from affected countries.
On the 22nd of July this year, which means a few days ago, the Federal Ministry of Health was alerted on a suspected case of Ebola virus disease in Lagos. And this involved a 40-year-old male who traveled from Monrovia in Liberia to Nigeria on Askai Airline via Lome, Togo. This passenger arrived Lagos through the Muritala Mohammed Airport on the 22nd of July this year. He presented with fever, vomiting, and diarrhea on arrival at the airport. The Port Health Division of the Federal Ministry of Health quickly isolated the passenger and transported him straight to the hospital, avoiding contact with the general public. The patient was subjected to thorough medical evaluation, where laboratory investigations were also carried out. His blood sample was taken to the advanced laboratory at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Luth, which confirmed the diagnosis of Ebola virus disease. This result has since been corroborated by other laboratories outside Nigeria.
The government is, however, ruling out the possibility of shutting the nation's border.
So there's no question of vaccination. But the present protocol is that if you are sick, you don't have to travel. So these are things we're also appealing to other countries that they need to enforce all those regulations, including the airlines and so on. The airlines are aware that before they move a sick person, they must have a report from a appropriate medical personnel stating what the disease is like and what kind of transport that is being recommended. So Nigeria cannot close border. The countries who want to close border, they don't have it yet.
Ebola is a deadly ailment that is now an epidemic in some West African countries. But the Nigerian authorities, which few months ago went on the air to deny rumors of Ebola spread, are now set to push out health alerts. This is with a view to raising awareness.
Communication on the outbreak of Ebola, unfortunately, which has taken place in Lagos. There are other measures we are taking to reach out to the people. Already there are jingles that have been prepared by the Center for Disease Control in the Ministry of Health here. Those jingles are already on air, particularly on radio and television. We are going to increase the broadcast of those jingles in all radio stations in the country. And I would like to appeal particularly to the private media, because this is a national emergency. This is not something that we will succeed if we demand for money to be paid by the Minister of Health to send out this, broadcast these jingles to the people of Nigeria. So we're embarking on a number of measures for public awareness.
For now, government officials insist there's no cause for alarm, but they also want Nigerians to be careful because of the deadly nature of the virus.
The Police High Command has ordered commissioners of police to personally supervise the special security deployment during the Eid al-Fitr holidays. They're also to ensure 24-hour surveillance of their respective areas of operations. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abakar says the directive is to ensure a hitch-free celebration. He has also directed the CPs to pay special attention to securing public places and other points prone to attacks. The police boss specifically wants them to consider local security realities before deploying equipment to men during the period. In the meantime, Senate President David Mark is seeking a collective action to end terrorism, even as Muslims across the world mark the end of the Ramadan fast. Mark also congratulated them for the successful completion of the fasting and prayer, which he said the nation desires at these trying times. He also noted that the prevailing situation does not call for blame game, while making a case for more public confidence in the ability of security operatives. Mark lamented that over 200 Chibok secondary school girls are still missing more than 100 days after they were abducted by Boko Haram. He, however, assured Nigerians that all the strategies and contacts are being done by the federal government, coupled with international cooperation, would yield the required dividends soon. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has appealed to Muslims in Nigeria to pray for an end to the insecurity currently haunting the country. In an Eid al-Fitr message marking the end of the 30-day Ramadan fast, the former Vice President regretted that the terrorists have shed so much blood in the name of religion. He advised Muslims to join hands with other Nigerians of goodwill to defeat the terrorist agenda of provoking sectarian crisis by attacking the places of worship. Atiku also noted that Nigerians must unite against the insurgents because they don't spare Muslims or Christians in the course of their activities. Transport unions in Abuja have intensified security checks at bus terminals and motor parks in the aftermath of the bombing of a motor park in Kano. But many commuters do not seem impressed. They want transport operators to do more to boost the confidence of commuters. Pius Samuel has the details.
This is one of the major bus terminals in Abuja. It is also one of the busiest. Thousands of commuters pass through here daily to other parts of the country. When CoreTV news crew visited the park, the gate was opened, creating free entry for cars without any security check. But somehow, this youth showed up and started conducting security checks with just this metal detector. There is no trace of CCTV cameras in sight, but these union officials say park operators have been adequately sensitized on how to handle any security threat.
Because we had a security committee put in place as directed by the military, and there are others in Mufti who have been asked to check with proper observations our clients that are coming to the park and how they move out of the park. But again, the government needs to do the needful. Jabi Park is very porous because there is no perimeter fencing here, and there is no CCTV that could help us in doing this job.
You just open, no checking, no question. You don't open, can't just it's very dangerous.
Yeah, so what do we do now?
This may not be enough to keep the bus station safe from attacks. More needs to be done to guarantee safety around it. The leadership of the transport union says there are other security measures in place.
What we are currently doing is to cooperate with the law enforcement agents and then make sure that we provide some security device that can be used to check. Presently, we have this metal detective device that is being used to assess every vehicle that will be coming into the park. First of all, we have to open the boot. We have to employ some of the staff to make sure that every vehicle coming in properly checked before they moved in.
For over 15 minutes, this man had been at this bus park. He admitted that he was searched at the gates, but is not convinced that this is enough to stop daring insurgents from striking.
I was expecting somebody to come and meet me and ask me, because I've been here for almost 15 minutes, so I couldn't get the person that I'm coming to see here. So I was expecting that somebody should look after me and said, please, how may I help you, or are you looking for somebody, or what's your problem? You have been here for some minutes, and what's the problem? You have not been responded to. So I've not seen somebody like that. I think something like that should have to be happening here.
The authorities are sure they have put in place security measures at motor parks, but they also want the citizenry to be more security conscious. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Now, the All Progressives Congress APC says it is ready to answer any inquiry over allegations by the presidency that it was sponsoring the violent Boko Haram sect. The APC stated its readiness to answer the inquiry following accusations by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and some foreign agencies that it was using the militant sect as a tool to disrupt President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Lai Mohammed, described those who claimed that the party was behind the activities of the Boko Haram as hacks and prostitutes hired by Jonathan to destabilize the opposition. We'll take a break and come back to give you more stories. Don't get away.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station. You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Now moving on, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and top diplomats from Europe and the Middle East have called for an extension to a temporary ceasefire currently in force between Israel and Hamas. Both sides have agreed to a 12-hour humanitarian truce in Gaza that started on Saturday morning, putting a brief stop to a conflict that has killed nearly 1,000 Palestinians, a large majority of them civilians. The 19-day Israeli offensive on Hamas-ruled Gaza was launched in response to rockets fired by militants of the Islamist group into the Jewish state. 37 Israeli soldiers have also died in the violence. Kerry and Fabius met with their counterparts from Britain, Germany, Italy, Qatar and Turkey, as well as representatives from the European Union. That's all. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good morning. See you again on top of the hour.